everybody, and welcome back to some more RimWorld. Alrighty, so in this episode, what we're going to do, because I think it's very much required, we are going to hopefully be able to actually make a ton of armor, a ton of weapons, and potentially even raise our tech level. That's the goal. We'll see what happens. Now, I know that the Spitter Dryads are good, and I also know that me putting it on people who do not fight was a mistake. Now, again, to reiterate, in my defense, I thought that they would just attack and defend as needed. I was wrong. Which, to be fair, I couldn't have known that without having experienced it first. So, you know, it is what it is to that extent. But, either way, we know now, and now we also know how to deal with it. So what we're gonna do, Natalie's tree, I'm changing this to be the tanky boys, because then they can at least stand guard if anyone tries to push through again, and ideally, that should be good enough. Then, for Persimmon's tree, I'm leaving these ones as the spitters. We'll put her into combat mode. Hopefully we can then direct the Spitter Dryads to actually do some stuff. And I'm thinking the brick wall of the tanky ones combined with the spitters should be a good amount of defense. We'll see. And then what I'm also doing is I'm changing the Dryad cast for Apple, because as we saw in the previous episode, one hit was enough for her to immediately fall onto the ground in pain. So I'm changing the Dryad cast to a Stone Digger. Should have done that earlier. Stone Digger sounds very, very useful. Now, there was a part of me that was debating changing Melee's tree to be the Claws. That way they can keep up with Melee and potentially get into fights a lot quicker, or some spitters as well. I'm still a little torn on the idea. Spitters could potentially be an amazing backup for Melee. The Claws could also be a good way to pack attack things that we want down very quickly. Haven't decided. Either way, it is an option, so it's something that we should definitely consider. Now, in this episode, hopefully, we're also not going to lose anybody. But we'll see how that goes. So, as far as armor and stuff that I'm thinking of making, we don't have a ton of options, at least not yet. We do have plate armor, and plate armor, honestly, is not bad. The only thing about it is making it is a little bit expensive. It is really good. It's just expensive. So we'll have to think on that. I'm thinking the plate armor combined with our war masks should be enough defense for us to reasonably survive most fights. However, people like Melee cannot wear the plate armor, which is not good. But we'll get there when we get there, so ideally, we hit all of our goals in this episode, and we'll just see how it goes. Now, I am going to link Apple, that way we can level up her side link just a little bit more. And yeah, we'll just see how this goes. Also, super secret side mission, if we could make a friend so that we can actually contact them and sell our crap, that would be good too. You need a powered orbital trade beacon to trade with the ship. No. Do we even have that? We do. I don't necessarily want to put down 3. We could break down this wall. You know what if we put it, like, right there? Yeah, That's a way better spot. Look at that. Okay. That just about covers everything except for this corner right here, but we'll just ignore that. Issue. We need piping. So, unfortunately, I think that means that we won't be able to trade with this particular supply ship, but at least it's good to know. How are we doing? Ooh, melee inspired. How are we doing on steel? Honestly, I'm not seeing a whole heck of a lot. A ton of compacted steel. Okay, we do still have a good amount of steel, but we're gonna need to start digging it soon, so hopefully our diggers are gonna be ready to go here soon. At least that's the goal. When we're able to reconnect to this Garulian tree in 24 days, we're gonna make that diggers as well. I think that'll just be the best course of action. If the orbital trade beacon is built in time, then that also means that we could potentially do a little bit of trading. Though it is a combat supplier, so there is the equal chance that we just won't get anything of note. But that's fine. Melee doing some digging. You know what, Melee? If you could prioritize building all this, I would be much obliged. There we go. We need the time. So, Luxembourg! Do a trade! Okay. You don't take much of anything that we have, but you do take some! If nothing else, we needed to do that sooner rather than later, so doing it now isn't terrible. The fact that we weren't really able to trade anything, on the other hand, not as good. If we can get someone who will buy this corn, we're gonna be millionaires. We just need someone who wants corn. I've thought of an idea most ingenious. So, I think it is very quickly becoming clear that without the help of mechanoids, which is kind of what I'm used to, we don't have quite enough of a workforce to be able to keep up with everything that we need. So, here's what we're gonna do. Also, we have way too much food. But, I've decided to light a large fire. It has its risks. There's a chance we get more raids, but there's a chance we get more wild people that we can convert with but a taste of our Garulian apples. You know what? Anima apple or Garulian apple? I don't know. We need to come up with a name for the apple. But either way, we're gonna light a large bonfire. I think it's gonna be safe enough. Then, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start deconstructing all of these steel walls and everything, because we could kind of use the resources for ourselves. And since we're not gonna be able to just place these in other places, deconstructing them for all the steel, I think, is just gonna be the better play. And then something else that I'm doing. It gets kind of hard to see at night as far as the video is concerned. So what I did is I set up 2 standing lamps inside of our storage. That way it's a little bit easier to see if you look past all the numbers. I moved our wall lamp from our study hall over into our crafting area. That way, hopefully that helps with work stuff a little bit as well. And then I put a standing lamp into our research bay. Now, because we have power switches, and this is just an overall better place for a light, I think, if we ever decide, you know what, we don't need research right now, let's conserve our power. Thank you. I appreciate it. If we decide that we don't have time for research, or we want to conserve power, we could just toggle off this light switch. It turns off all 3 of these high-tech research benches and all 3 of the research boosty thingies, as well as this light. So I think that's just a really good play. I definitely think that's what we should be doing. It also turns off our comms console, which we'll work on that, but it should be okay. And then what I'm doing up and over here is I'm kind of expanding our pen area because, boy, these muffalos freaking breed like rabbits. Like, holy, there's so many. We have so many muffalos. You know what? How many muffalos are we up to? We're up to 8 muffalos. That's ridiculous. So, because of that, they're eating a lot more. They need a lot more space. So, I'm expanding our indoor area. That way we can house a lot more, as well as store a lot more hay grass. And because hay grass isn't actually the most, like, annoying thing to grow in the world, what I've decided to do is put another growing zone where we can have some more hay grass. That way, they're able to eat, we're able to store more, it's overall going to be really good. And because of where the wooden columns are, I'm not too afraid of anything collapsing. We'll see if I regret that. And because the bison are also breeding like crazy, what I did is I put up some heavy bridges, and we're just going to expand our fenced off area just a little bit more so they have a bit more room. If it ever did become such a problem that we literally can't keep up with the amount of bison and everything that we get, we could always neuter them. That is an option. I almost think it'd be a better idea just to sell them at that point than neuter them, but hey, that's just me. And another thing is, I forgot that Luxembourg is a toxer. What's it called? A waster. So currently she's going through psychite withdrawal because when I put the electric stove instead of the campfire, I didn't re-add psychite tea. So we're going to be working on that as soon as possible. I don't think we actually have... Oh, wait. No, we do have plenty of psychoid leaves, so she'll be fine in a hurry. The only thing is we need to actually, you know, make it and then give it to her. And she's even assigned, or scheduled, right? What is it? Frickin'... It is assigned. Yeah, social drug, psychite dependency, and then persimmon has chemical fascination. So they're already set to it. So, you know, it'll be fine. Oh. Bulk Good Trader. Also sister of Dryad Master Melee. Sister by blood or actual sister? Because I'm pretty sure that this is like a Dryad sister thing. I don't think that this is actual sisterhood. Either way, we need someone good at social. 6. 8. Pharrell is still really good. Luxembourg is our best. Alright, Pharrell, you're up. If you could come trade, I would really appreciate that. And while we're doing all that trading, digging is still underway. So, let's see. I honestly could trade away some of our bison, and I don't even think that would be the wrong play. All of our tribal clothes and stuff I don't really want to get rid of. But you know what I do want to get rid of? 1,000 of this 6,000 corn. I'm also going to take your blueprint. A slab, gun link. Ooh, that could be nice. You know what? I will take your steel, your components. Do we need ducks? Not really. And then I'll get... Ooh-wee! Look at that! 4,000 corn. But in exchange, we get 775 silver, 33 components, 305 steel, and the understanding Penoslag production. I mean, that's pretty good to me. Now, our relationship did go up a little bit, so... Pharrell, if you could trade one more time... Let's give them a gift, shall we? Let's give them 2,000 of our corn. We'll give them 500 of our rice. That's 27, so that puts them at... Not enough is what that puts them at. Okay. What else can we potentially give them that's worth... we could give them cloth. Devil Strand, I definitely don't want to give away. Muffalo Wool isn't a bad option. That's plus 40. That puts... Honestly, that We have so many muffalos. I actually think that this is fine. 66. We need 14 more rep, and then we can contact them. You know what? We can pull that off. We have an opportunity here, and I'm not gonna let it go. Could sell some of our muffalos, but we have so much just stuff that I don't think we need to. Chem fuel, let's keep that. Cloth, I kind of want to keep that. You know what? The bison wool, that doesn't give as much as I would have liked, actually. We already have the quest, so I will give you the wild thing. Aha. Okay, so this is going to be expensive, but we're going to be very thankful that we did this later. So, for the low price of 2 of our muffalo calves, the males, 1 of our pregnant muffalos, and 316 chocolate, we are now allied. Very good. Very good indeed. Bowman, once you're done radio talking, if you're not allowed. Okay. We need people to come haul this, like, immediately, because it's all gonna go bad. So, Willow, I know you're sleeping. No, you know what? Everyone's coming to haul. Okay, great. Oh, it only had to go past 75, so we actually spent more than we should have. Either way, with the natural decay, being at 80 is going to be better than being at 75. Oh well. And yes, while our coffers do look a little bit empty, they're going to refill so fast. Like, it actually doesn't even matter. We just sold that much food. Because, especially, all this corn is about to be ready to go. We are going to be A-okay. And now we have an ally that we can actually call if we need to do more trading. Unlike what we've been doing, which is just kind of hoping and praying that somebody comes by. Also, let's administer some psychite. Thank you. Dang. Dang, you guys would have been so helpful right about now. Okie dokie. Well, let's go ahead and get ourselves into combat position, shall we? Dang it, you guys couldn't have stuck around for like a few more seconds? Oh well, it'll be fine. Okay, Melee, I want you over here. Let's go ahead and get all our dryads ready to go. Awakened dryads. Oh. I think it's too early. Too early for that. Too early for that. Oh, I love how this mask looks. It's so funny. Okay. Melee, Natalie, get ready. Here we go. You go here. Natalie, start shooting. What is your hair? We need to change that immediately. Wow. Now, I would try to recruit them. The only thing is snake people are weird. So you're fleeing in panic. So you know what? That works for me. Also, our muffalos are now having problems. So we are going to need to fix that. Either way, both of you, thank you for the hard work. And return to what you were doing. Let this be a lesson for you, snakelings. The natural order over here does not work how you want to believe it does. We need people to... You know what? Maple, you're up. You are going to do a whole lot of sewing. Okay. Now, once you're all done, that should be just about good to go. Let's deconstruct all these fences. And then with the extra moving area, our animals should be a bit happier. We also, at some point, are going to need to mess with the hay grass, but that's fine. We'll get there when we get there. You're only doing it one by one, huh? Fine. I will freaking click every single square if I have to. Advance to industrial. Oh, well now, would you look at this? All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and organize. And then we'll also light our large fire. That way we can get some new friends. Yippee! Now we're analyzing all available data. Everyone, get your thinking caps on, because we're going to need every last drop of thinking. And now it's time. We have advanced to industrial. Also, at some point, I want to light this. Now, for the fun part. What cornerstone do we want? Oh, I see. So, okay. So you can't pick the same thing twice. So we couldn't just spam movement speed. Okay, that's good to know, though. That is good to know. Well... Chances of causing food poisoning is reduced. That is interesting. I feel like I didn't see that last time. Quick draw masters, you aim quicker. Hit chance is improved. Dodge chance is improved. Oh, these all sound so nice. They're all so nice. Chance to tame animals is increased by 10%. Ha, that could work. Arresting, negotiating. Travelers forage more. Pain threshold is reduced. Or, increased, rather. Injuries heal faster. Immunity to diseases. Eating speed is increased. So, here's what I'm debating. Mental break threshold does sound very nice. Even 5% is actually a huge deal. Alternatively, immunity to diseases could also be a complete game saver, because even though we are tribals, but at the same time, it's not like we don't have ways to deal with it. Toxic resistance, I don't really think we're gonna deal with toxicity too much. Injuries heal faster. Here's what I'm thinking. If we take Guild of Diligence, 5% global work speed increase is actually a colossal, like, so my exact same theory for the movement speed would apply to this. If we have the Guild of Diligence, we're able to now get to tasks faster and then complete them faster. Which means that we have time to do other things a lot quicker. I feel like we have to do that. Like, 5% global work speed increase is actually just a huge deal. So I'm gonna do it. That's gonna be the one that we go for now. So what I'm thinking, next, either medical tend, or we gain immunity faster. That's what I'm thinking for the next one. Medical tend or immunity gain speed. I feel like those have to be one of the next things that we do. The next one is going to be Spacer, which means the next one is going to be the last one. I don't think it goes past Spacer. Yeah, this project is Spacer level. So whatever we pick next is going to be the last boon that we get. Movement speed, work speed. It has to be something to do with healing. Man wants to join you. However, if he does join you, there will be a blind fog for 15 days. Yeah, okay. Also, it turns out we need a mechanator to be able to make our, druid mechanoids. So, that's wonderful. That means that we actually do need a mechanator chip. Also, here we go. 15 days of fog. Hopefully, nothing too terrible happens in the meantime. Also, the fire is still burning quite nicely. And here comes the blind fog. dramatically reducing vision, and ranged weapons will be less accurate, and their max range will be reduced. Well, not too worried about that part, at least not at the moment. Behold! Man has been turned into a woo man of a worker dryad cast. So, I kept his stats all the way the same. Apparently he was an organ farm as a child, which is, not pleasant to think of, but medical +5, but cannot hunt. Oh well. And is now a dryad worker. Body pierced, gay, and overall pretty decent stats with a double freaking, love for medical, which really works out for us. So, something I'm thinking. Bowman. Obviously, we have 3 different types of dryad cast. We have the worker, the berry maker, and the slasher. Melee is a slasher, and then Pharrell, Luxembourg, and Man are all the worker, with Natalie being the berry maker. Not that she actually makes berries, but still. So what I'm thinking, Bowman could become a slasher when she's old enough. Or she could be another berry maker. But I'm kind of thinking that Bowman, honestly, we might make her a slasher just because we could use some more fighters. And while Man certainly isn't... No, actually, you are absolutely terrible at fighting. Yeah, I think we'll make Bowman one of our fighters. Because right now, we have Melee, Luxembourg, and Natalie. And then combined with our animals, that's it. Not exactly a whole lot of options when it comes to fighting. So we're going to need to fix that as soon as possible. The nice thing is, our pen has been expanded, so even if the Muffalos breed absolutely out of control, once again, they actually have the space to do so now. And then down here, I am trying to make some weapons. We're making a mace for melee, a longsword, ideally for bowmen when the time comes, and a simple helmet for melee. Because a simple helmet does not count as clothing. So, therefore, melee can actually have helmets and sashes. This is actually freaking huge, because that means that melee actually is able to have a little bit of defense. So, that's good. That's real good. The only issue now is we just need to get to the point where we have all of our things made without dying. Also, the blind fog, luckily, is not the, Okay, where I live IRL, we have a fog called Thule fog. And effectively, what Thule fog is, so right now, stick your hand out all the way out in front of you. You see your hand, you know, palm out, whatever. In Thule fog, you cannot see past your elbow. That's how bad Thule fog gets. So it's not that. This is more like just kind of a nice fog. But, yeah, Thule fog IRL, very scary. People drive in it. I don't envy them for that, because holy crap, that has to suck. But I have walked in Thule fog, and let me tell you, crossing the street, not fun. Either way, bit of a side story. The fog was kind of just on my brain. Holy crap, man! Man, this is just like calling someone dog. How fast are you at crafting? You finished that so fast? 7. But, okay, hang on a minute. 7 skill with the 5% bonus. I think that was the play. I think that was the play. Because, like, for example, look right here. Look how many tasks we're doing. All of these tasks are all 5% quicker forever. And we also get to every task much faster. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This was the play. Movement speed and work speed. Oh, they work beautifully together. Also, I think I've decided, I think it needs to be the sick, where we gain immunity a lot faster. especially because we only have 2 people who are decent at medical. So when we eventually get to the spacer level, I think it quite simply has to be the immunity gain speed. Ooh, growth moment for Bowman. Okay, let's see. What do you got? You've reached the biological age of 10 and has experienced a growth moment. She's shown excellent personal development. She wants to spend more time studying Archonexus and daydreaming about science. Well... You do have a little bit of passion in social. I mean, I'm fine with you being the talker, honestly. And you wanted to show more for science? Okay. Oh, choose 4 skill. Okay, passion for 1. You wanted intellect, so we'll increase intellect. Let's do medical, because that's needed. And let's do construction. Then, choose a trait. Minus move speed? Nope. Abrasive? No. Pretty? Okay. Misogynist? That would sure suck. And misandrist. Really dislikes and distrusts men. Okay, so pretty or misandrist are kind of the only 2 choices. Okay. Here's the thing. If you want to be a talker, pretty is just gonna be good. Misandrist is really funny, considering we have no males, at least not anymore. So I'm gonna go with pretty. I'm gonna go with pretty. +1, you know, beauty. It helps. Yippee! So sanguine and pretty. God dang, Bowman is like. These are some ridiculously good roles that she's got. Good at social. She'll get there for medical and intellectual. A little bit for construction. Yeah, Bowman is, she's doing fantastic. Great job, Bowman. Keep it up. Let's see. Now we just have to work on your growth tier some more. Oh, good. A second ancient danger. Boy, oh boy, am I so glad about that. By the way, totally forgot. We can just go beat this thing up. So, turns out Natalie is gonna get her little mechy, dryady, mechanoid things pretty soon. Don't kill our dryads. That would suck. Goodbye. Okay. Now, all we need to do is somehow manage to dig out that transponder, which will give us the mechanoid chip, which then means Natalie gets her totally appropriate wooden mechanoids. Okay, good stuff. Natalie has it. Now we just need to put out this fire. But we do actually get quite a bit of steel out of this, so it is still worth it. Exochrome leader Garrett Johnson has an odd request. She wants you to take some unspecified cargo. Oh boy. Oh, that just... Oh, doesn't that sound so good? Ah. It's the cube, isn't it? It's a cube. I know it is. Fine. I accept for a legendary heavy SMG and some uranium. What is it? The spine. Oh. Oh. It's you. Someone come over here and smash this. Melee, smash it. You know what this thing can do. Kill it before it has a chance. I'm actually quite happy that it's not a spine. Or that it's... That's not a spine. That it's not the cube. You know what? We take that. I would much... Thank you. I would much rather just smash a spine instead of needing to deal with the golden cube. Plus, we get a legendary SMG out of it. Speaking of, where is it? Okay, I guess we'll... Alright. Hey Natalie, since you're basically the only ranged attacker, you get to enjoy a brand new gun! Okay, now we can deal with a mechanoid. It only has the one. So let's do it. Okay, Natalie, come on over. You are going to help attack. Melee, I also, once you're done beating out more of this fire, I want you to deal with that as well. Ah, apple! Ugh! Alright, well that just felt unfair. Alright, whatever. The fire will probably deal with itself. Melee, come attack this Scyther. Natalie is on the way. Okay. God dang, you're so fast! What in the world? That was on one-time speed, by the way. Get her, Melee. Get her! Get her! Show what for! Yeah! Alright, good job. Now, if you could, go rescue Apple, please. And then, as for you... Oh, Natalie, what is his hair again? What have you done? Your hair was back to normal. Let's come over here, because I want you to have your mechanoid things. No immediate danger. Okay, we'll be fine. Okay, and then once you're close enough... Okay. Undraft. Extract mech link. Now... become a mechanator. Yippee! Now, I believe we are going to get a mechanoid for free, but... oh well, it's not a huge deal. So, let's take the seed. Analyze... Natalie. Now, we should be able to make some special stuff. Also, this lifter, I'm sorry, but you are not part of the wild. You must be disassembled. And we finished the hospital bed. So, 2 things have just been researched. We now know what the Neolithic-made constructs are. And we know how to make a hospital bed. Now, I believe we need a Garulian seed in order to make one of them. Oof. 200 of our hay just went bad. That sucks big time. Oh well, we're making a lot more. Also, your hair went back to normal. You need to decide what you want done with your hair. Oh boy. So they... You're telling me a piece of wood makes tox packs? Ah! Whatever. So yes, it does still make tox packs. Also, it takes a Garulian seed to make a recharger. Oof. Well, let's see. So this isn't actually the biggest thing in the world. So what we'll do, we are just going to store it in this room. So then we will do... Also, we could have it recharge outside too, technically. I don't know how many of these mechanoids we're gonna have, truthfully. So for now, let's just do... We'll make that event. And then we will put down a pillar right there. That should be good enough. Yeah! We also have an exotic goods trader coming over. A bunch of various people. Okay, you know what, Bowman? This is your time to shine. Let's get you some trading. Bowman actually has 23%. Goodness, Bowman. Not bad at all. As for what they want from us, honestly, they want a whole lot of nothing, but that's fine. Wow, a nuclear stomach. Wow, that, if you showed up later with that, that would have been real good. A bunch of gene packs. Advanced components. We're not quite there yet. Some books that level up our stuff. Tech print. Well, we don't really have anything that... You don't have anything I want, and we barely have anything that you want. So, tell you what. We'll take your gold, and we'll just call that good enough. Oh, she had inspired trade. I see. Well, still. Good is good. Okay, then we're going to set up a door here. We're going to set up a vent right here, just in case. And once we get this wooden column built, that is when I'm going to do a bit more digging. So let's do boom, boom, boom. Okay. A small room, but honestly, I don't think we need a gigantic room for this. So ideally, this is just enough, but we'll see. Okay, well, we have a stone digger dryad, so maybe he'll just go dig for us? He is sleeping right now, but still. We do also have some multi-analyzers that will be made at some point, but we don't have any plasteel. And I've looked on the map. We don't have any plasteel. So we're gonna have to dig into some of the mountains if we want to find some plasteel to be used. Which, you know, while certainly not the most ideal thing I've ever heard in the world, it's also not the end of the world either. You know what? I think I will put a light inside of our fridge here, just so people are a little bit happier while they're in there. Okay, they're leaving. That's fine. So let's see. Does little Krabby Boy, does he go dig? No. And we can't make him do it either. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something with these animals. I feel like I'm missing something. Sammy rescued 2 Outlanders from an enemy jail. She wants you to guard them for 17 days. Either 50 goodwill, which is insane, freaking good marine armor and nearly 400 gold, or a resurrector mech serum. It allows you to resurrect the dead. Huh. Apparently it does have quite the amount of downsides, but, I mean, that does sound... And some plasteel. Oh, that does sound pretty good. For only 2 people? 17 days. Oh, man, that's kind of a long time. Fine. Resurrector mech serum. Fine, fine, fine. Whatever. They're part of the Yataki Creed, so apparently they will like us a little bit. Alright, alright. Frickin'. Come hang out. Sometimes I swear we're too kind for our own good. Now, if I could just figure out how to make our stone digger dig, that'd be great. Or is it an apple thing? Can he only dig once apple's up? Maybe it's because she's injured. Yeah, that would be fair enough. Remember what I said about the fire? Yeah, it appears to have raged on completely out of control. And all of our people are afraid of it. Well, this would have been a good time for rain. Oh, well. I'm going to take a wild bet and say that, yeah, Blazing Fires, -8. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, Maple got a Silink level, though. That's pretty nice. But our beautiful forest has been utterly devastated, so that is not quite as nice. That's quite not nice. Okay, and it shouldn't spread up here, so I am going to let that burn out, this time for real. Maple, if you could come over here, I would really appreciate you doing an anima song. Now everyone's a little bit happier. That should offset the fire. Biosculpting has just been finished. Let's make a transport pod because I have a feeling we're going to need it. I wonder if anyone buys tox packs. I wonder. Probably not. Probably not. Or maybe like you can drop it on wasters or something and they'll be like, "Wow, what an absolute gift you've given us. Wowee. We're so happy for this gift." Also, you know what? We're gonna make chem fuel from wood too. Yeah, make some chem fuel from wood. Let's start giving some use to all this crazy amount of wood we have. And then over here, we are going to make that made constructy thingy. I also want to put a chair. Okay, well, here's hoping the maids are pretty good. It's maybe not the prettiest setup, but it'll do. So I'm trying to give us a real, and I say this understanding that this is about to be the funniest thing, I'm trying to give us a real reinforced wall. Issue with that is currently made out of wood. So what I'm thinking of doing is potentially making the outer side out of limestone and the inner side out of wood. I don't know if that's the best idea, but yeah, for now, it's the budget way of doing things. Also, a wild woman showed up. Oh, it's a snake again! You know what? We'll try. 10% chance to attack, or 10% chance to tame. We are unsure of the chances. Well, ideally, we're able to just tame you, have you take a bite of this here wee little apple, and then we'll see what happens. The large fire is still burning relatively smoothly, so maybe everything will go okay. Plus, our two guests are currently quite happy, I believe. So assuming all goes well, maybe we won't have to worry about a thing. And assuming things go even better than just okay, maybe we're about to get someone new in our place too. We do still have quite a while until Bowman actually gets older, but that's fine. And the ground-penetrating scanner has been discovered. So we're gonna need to do this at some point. And I'm almost wondering if this is what the crab is for. So, we now have the long-range mineral scanner, the deep drill, and the ground-penetrating scanner. We could just rush directly for fabrication. I don't think that would be a terrible idea. Let's, you know what? Let's get bioregeneration, though. Why not? Let's recover some of our broken limbs and missing fingers and stuff. That way we don't have to chop off our entire arm. Then, over with our food, since there's always a chance that we get food poisoning, and we don't want that, we just had some cows join. Okay. I'm putting some sterile tile into our food storage. That way, we get less sick, since it has happened here and there. This is also going to be relatively good practice for people to level up their construction, so there is that. Let's see, who has the best chance to tame? Honestly, Maple, Persimmon. Oh, speaking of food poisoning. Also, another combat supplier. Wow. I feel like combat suppliers have been very, very common. Well, you are selling a lot of good stuff. The only issue is I don't really have the means to just actively trade with you, so thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Oh my god, we are flying through research. Holy moly. I just felt like saying holy moly. But for real, we are going through our, like, oh my, look at how fast it's going. Dude, that is crazy. Now, granted, we have 118%. So, Pharrell's intelligence, combined with the Steel High-Tech research bench, combined with the multi-analyzer, and combined with the 5% global work speed, just absolutely flying through research. That is crazy. Speaking of flying, it looks like Natalie has her first Neolithic maid. Welcome to the party. So, right. The thing about the maids. Now, apparently you're just able to do a lot of stuff, but the thing about these particular maids is, for what they are, they're extraordinarily strong. For example, oops, this maid takes no bandwidth cost, which means Natalie, theoretically, could have unlimited of them. Now, that being said, I am not going to go past the 6 natural limit. We're not going to go past that. For one, I think it would be too much. But also, I am not going to be upgrading any sort of Mechanator stuff, so I think 6 is the perfect amount. The other maids, this one does take one, but it's also pretty good at literally everything, so I don't think we're gonna make the Hiron maid. But we might make a Hasatali maid, because this one is more of like a fighty one. The only thing is, every single maid requires a Garulian seed. So, yeah. They are an expensive bunch. We can either get a tree, or we can get a maid. No in between. Now, honestly, I'm pretty okay with that conversion, because I know that there's a security door. I know the Dryads are really, really good. I think I'm just not using them properly. I think I gotta figure out how to use them a little bit more naturally, so to speak. We could get an autocannon turret. Honestly, I think we'll ignore that for the moment. Tox gas does give us a use for Tox packs. No, it doesn't. That is something that we're gonna have to worry about, is what the heck do we do with all of the Tox packs that are about to show up. Now, I have a plan. It is extremely cheesy, and if it works the way I think it does, yeah, it's gonna be something. Also, I think the Stone Digger Dryads are just digging up a bunch of slate? Maybe that's what they do. Maybe they're deep diggers. Oh, Bowman, what you doing? You're not digging a hole, are ya? Great googly moogly, she was digging a hole! Oh, I see. Now people have to dig it out. Yeah, so, I thought this would be a good idea. Also, if, and this is a big if, everything works out, we can just dump all our Tox packs into this hole, and then, you know, technically, it's not nature's fault. Or rather, it's not our fault, because nature isn't suffering. It's the rocks beneath nature that's suffering. Therefore, not our problem. Let's see, we can do a natural fair, so let's find somewhere. Do we have to do it specifically at a campfire, huh? Okay, fine. Well, everybody, let's have ourselves a nice little shindig, shall we? Yippee! Yippee, we're all dancing, yay! Being alive is so much fun here on the RimWorld. Yippee! Well, good news, it was fun. +8 mood for 6 days. I mean, honestly, you couldn't really ask for much better than that. That is about as good as we could have asked for. Now, if we could get some more wild people, that would be great too. Although I'm not holding my breath for that one. And when this cave entrance is eventually ready to go, I already smell the potential. A feral child called Spider. What is with these names? Oh boy. What do we got in store? A group of 6 shamblers. Sorry, by the way, that was a bottle of soda. Okie dokie, you know what to do. Melee, Luxembourg, who doesn't have a weapon because we haven't equipped it yet. Let's get Vier, let's get Natalie, and let's bring all of our animals as well. We should be fine. I'm actually curious how quickly we'll dispatch of them. Oh, where are you going? No, 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 no. You come back here. Okay. All of our animals are ready. We are ready. So let's go ahead and wander on over into position. Okay. They've seen us. So... okay. So we're gonna throw our thing. Natalie, you're gonna wander a bit closer, and then Melee, you are gonna go help Haley. So we're gonna throw this. Yeah. Okay, we get, oh wow, headshots all over the place. Okay, Haley's down, that's fine. Can get you back up in no time. Melee is now taking a little bit of damage. Good thing we have a war helmet. Okay, you're down. One more. Nice. Great job, everyone. Now go back home. And Melee, if you could rescue Haley since you are right here. Thank you, thank you. Oh, you're a little injured as well. How you doing? No immediate danger, so by the time you get back home, you should be fine. Okay, well, certainly could have been worse. And also, our hole is almost done. One of the shamblers got into our pen. I don't like that. Luckily, our dryads are going to be right there, so they'll be fine. Also, animals continuing to prove that they do not, in fact, try to protect us. Very valuable lesson. I guess they quite literally have to be taught to fight. Okay, now you are dead. Good stuff. All of you are done. Okay. And I did also summon our buddies with a bulk good trader because, holy, we have way too many freaking buffalo and bison. Like, an actually absurd amount of animals right now. We need to sell some of them. That's... You died to malnutrition? You have food right here. See, and this is part of the fun part about having allies. Not only are we about to get 3 books, 390 steel, and 30 components, the Lost Chem Fuel Refinery. We also clean up our freaking pens quite a bit. Now, I made sure to leave equal male and female for both the buffalo and the bison. So don't worry, we're going to repopulate extremely quickly. However, reducing the numbers, at least for a bit, allows us to actually stock up on hay. That way they aren't constantly going hungry, potentially dying, and having like thousands of miscarriages. Now, something else I want to do, since I do want to get the rep up just a little bit higher, is let's give them a gift. Yeah, +8, that's good enough for me. Also, let's see where this quest is. A little bit out of our reach, let's just say it that way. Now, Scarlands. Correct me if I'm wrong, aren't you able to get obsidian in Scarlands, or am I completely making that up? I don't know. What I do know is if we can somehow get our hands on 150 plasteel, we can make a passenger shuttle, which is gonna make getting around very, very easy. But it's probably gonna be a little while before we actually get that. Look at that. Mwah! Beautiful. We still have plenty of buffalo, plenty of bison, and 2 cows. So it's not like we sold all of our animals. I made absolutely sure before I made the sale. Now we have time to actually grow our hay grass and let all of our calves and stuff grow up, and then they'll just continue the breeding thing. We'll just ignore the fact that they came from the same mom and dad. We'll just ignore that. That is not important. Nature finds a way. Ooh, bionic replacements. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. I'll tell you what we're gonna do now. Advanced components. Toxin filtration could be good. Waste pack atomizer could also be very, very good. We're just, dude, research? I don't... In the Sally run, research was not this fast. And we had some dang good researchers on it at pretty much all time. Valentine is in a daze. Oh, it's because she read one of the books. Okay, I was gonna say, there's no way she got low enough happiness. Let's see, let's have Bowman come clean this up. Maple, if you could, can you come clean up the barn? I'd appreciate it. Now, we have a choice to make. This Cerulean tree, we could potentially turn into a Cerulean seed tree. Or we could make another utility kind. I don't know. I'm unsure of what I want. I'm kind of thinking, like, utility just sounds so nice right now. So, I kind of want to go with the utility, if I'm honest. So, who would we link it to? Who would go fight? Bowman isn't old enough just yet, at least not for my liking. We could... Yeah, we could attach it to Ban or Luxembourg. You know what? I think we have more utility dryads and we have Luxembourg do it. I think that's what we'll do. Also, very pretty little icon there. Yippee! Now, let's set it. Carriers could be nice, but we have so many people, I don't think we need it. Not to mention our dryads already do that. Nectar makers make ambrosia. Gal brick makers make leather. What kind of leather? How good is it? Let's see. I wanna see how good their stuff is that they drop. Although it doesn't tell me. Or at the very least, I'm not seeing it. You know what? We'll try them. We'll try them. Gal brick. We'll just see how that goes. We'll see how it goes. And now we need to assign Luxembourg to cutting. If I can find it. Hang on. There it is. Okie dokie. So research and plant cutting are Luxembourg's main things. By the way, it's so funny to me that apparently a large jade sculpture that looks like a palm tree. Oh yeah, that's it. An actual magical glowing tree? Nah. Ooh, you guys have a few things to trade, huh? Well, well, well. It just so happens that I have a few things I want to get rid of. You don't have enough to be able to move. Okay, well, Vier for the moment is, completely out of commission. Let's see. Bioferrite extraction and discover a quest. You know what? I will take that off your hands, and in return, I will give you a bunch of cloth. Good day, sir. Oh. Well, looks like we got one. And looks like it's time for our friends to leave. So, average guest mood was 74%. Far above what they required of us. Alright, come along. Come along. Time to go. Oh, we can't force her to go into the shuttle. Because she has a mental state thing going on. That's kind of a problem. Boy, I sure hope you snap out of it. And soon. How much longer is this gonna be here? It doesn't say, but boy, I sure hope you snap out of your mental state soon. Okay, no longer in a psychotic state, so you should be going to the ship. You are. And catch y'all later. Yippee! So, what the heck happened? Shelter for allies completed. We got our Resurrector Mech Serum and a bunch of plasteel. The number of spiritual persons in your colony has reached 3. You can now assign the role of a therapist. Okay. Oh, I see. There's 3 Yataki Creed people. Who? I mean, I know Luxembourg, man. No, that's it. There's only 2. You're lying to me. You're lying to me. You know what? Go convert Luxembourg. Enough of this. You are a dryad. It's time you start remembering that, okay? From 70 to 46%. All right, yeah, we can. I think we'll pull that off quite quickly. So, now that we have that said and done, what should we focus on now? Honestly, the deep scanners seems like a relatively good idea. We could just go around in the cave and find stuff. I kind of don't want to do that just yet. Mainly because none of us are too good at digging. I just wanted to make sure that it was actually working, and you bet it is. We could start building, like, bionic limbs and stuff. Despite everything. We're actually still somewhat low as far as wealth goes. 121k. It is, okay, it's up there. I'm not saying it's not up there, but I've certainly seen higher. And because we got that Garulian Sprout, we can now recharge Natalie's mechanoid. I wanted to call it a drone, and then I wanted to call it a dryad, and just neither of those fit. So, well, actually, drone... Actually, if you think about it, drone does fit quite a bit, actually. Now, when you are all recovered, we shall change you. And then if we can convert Spider over here, which, by the way, we actually got quite close. I believe we had a 28% chance. If we can make all of that work, we're about to have 2 new people. Don't you just love the taste of a good deal? I know I do. So, here's what we're doing. And this is gonna be very, very expensive. So, you know, there's an argument to be made that this is not the correct play. However, I think it is. So here's what we're doing. We are buying 30 components, 2 advanced components, 567 steel, 334 plasteel, and we're getting the Chronicle of Subworld tube television in exchange for all of our corn, all of our rice, all of our berries, and most of our wood. We're only spending $2,000. But I think that's quite worth it. Not only because we get 12 rep with the Spacer's Nexus, which is pretty good because they just kind of fly around from time to time, and they're almost always a bulk goods or an exotic goods. Although they can be combat, and I'm not saying that they aren't, but still. They're good to be friends with, and this is all stuff that we need anyway. Steel, plasteel components, advanced components. It's much easier to buy it than it is to make it. We've already spent all the steel that I want making flooring, so we don't have to worry about that. What we do have to worry about is advanced components, plasteel, and steel. So, you know, I know it is kind of... but I do think it's going to be worth it long term. And then something else I did is I went ahead and put down a lot more shelves. That way, our storage looks even cleaner, because the more stuff we get, the worse and worse and worse it looks. So I kind of just wanted a little bit of cleanliness. And honestly, this isn't a half bad result. You can actually see the floors now. Oddly enough, the amount of stone blocks and stuff we have is a little much. We actually need to start spending all of our stone blocks because we have far too many. We can't even store them all is how many we have. There's also a quest for a heat wave for Bosto. What the heck is a samurai helmet? Masterwork? Holy crap! 153% sharp resistance, 65% blunt, 78% heat resistance. That's cool. Boy, that, sounds real good. However, a massive heat wave will be in the area for 7 days. Considering the trade we just made, where we gave up most of our food, and the fact that we have so many trees directly beside us, as painful as this is, because the Eltec stuff looks great. The samurai stuff looks great. The gold could be nice. I think we have to ignore it. I actually think that that would be completely crippling. I do not think we would survive if we took that. The amount of fires would drive all of us insane, burn all of our trees, burn all of our housing. I think that's far, far, far too deadly to accept. Which stings, because I would have liked something like that, but, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes we're not going to be able to accept a quest, Sometimes it's just going to be a better idea to ignore it. Now, if absolutely all of us had Devil Strand just complete clothing on, we could handle it. But our crops and trees and, you know, it wouldn't. I've thought of another idea, most ingenious. Also, as you saw, we have recruited Spider. Actually, wait a minute. Spider, you are not allowed to leave home. You are now stuck within our walls. So, once Spider has grown up enough, we're going to be recruiting Spider into our fold. And what I also did is under... No, it is... Okay. You would think I know these menus by now. I have everybody set up to have different types of apparel. Reason for it, since a lot of these characters are not viewer characters, I'm having a little bit of trouble remembering who is good at doing what. This is going to fix that. So, the people who are not fighters are workers. And then the ones that are unique, for example, Master Melee and Natalie, are nudist and maid. They have their own thing. The ones who are fighting are either warrior or gunner. Depending on what they're better at, they'll either be a warrior, which allows them to wear the shield belt but does not allow them to wear a gun link, or they'll be a gunner, which is the opposite. I think this is going to be such a better system. This is big brain stuff, and I should have done it a long time ago, but oh well, what are you going to do? So, now what I'm doing is, because honestly, we have quite a few people who do not benefit from sleeping outside, at least not in the traditional way, I'm setting up some actual rooms. It's not like a whole lot, but it is enough for them to sleep somewhat comfortably. We can put in some carpet, they'll be comfortable, and then they'll just come directly back outside when they wake up. I think it's going to be a good play. I do also have some columns equally spaced out. That way nothing collapses on us, ideally. I was going to make some bigger rooms, but I don't really think that we need rooms that are going to be, like, absolutely colossal, so... I figure that this should be good enough. Let's go ahead and plant this tree over here, because it's a little bit of a dead zone, and it's also in our way. So... Melee is digging all the way directly to the place where I want the column at. We'll set up hydroponics. Why not? Why not? We might need it later. Okay, and then we're also trying to set up some walls. That way it's nice and closed off. Let's put this down here so it's out of the way, and then we'll build another wall, and then boom! It is completely sectioned off and safe. Then, because we had a little bit of a hole problem, I am filling in these two areas just so no one gets any funky ideas to try and, like, ambush us. As soon as this is built, I am going to continue digging. Okay, this feels like a good idea. I don't know if it is. It feels like a good idea. I think it's something that we should do. Oh, a uranium. Ooh. Uranium mining zone is real interesting. We might have to check that one out. Especially because uranium armor is actually quite good from what I've put together. So, once we have this built, Willow is working on it. Holy, we're already done with hydroponics! What the... Okay, let's make a foam turret then, because why not? We may as well just completely finish out our research while we're at it. Willow, if you could come build this, that way we could get a little bit more going. Luxembourg and Natalie are both going to have a little bit of unease, considering how much building and digging is about to be done, but oh well. Unfortunately, you're just going to have to deal with it for now. Oops. So I think we'll leave a doorway right here, And then we'll dig all the way across. Dig, 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 dig. Then we dig out a room. Dig out this room. Good stuff. There we go. And then once all of this is dug out, then we'll come over here to build another slate column. Debatably, you know what? We could actually do that right now, because I imagine it shouldn't be too bad. And then just so I don't lose track, what we'll do is we'll get rid of some of the blueprints so I know what's going on. There we go. Look at that. And I know these aren't like the biggest rooms, but you know what? We're barbaric people. We probably don't care about that. Probably, hopefully, maybe. We'll see. Also, Spider has debatably one of the worst xenotypes I think he could have gotten. Although, nah, you know what? We could sort of fix this. So if we do child, no, kid, there we go. Let's make a kid. Yeah. A kid shirt, kid pants. There you go. That should help him a little bit, since he's currently wearing nothing, since he is a wild child. Also, it's kind of curious to me. He's completely wild and, like, doesn't know anything, but yet he's part of the blood court. We'll work on converting as soon as we can, and hopefully it goes a little bit smoother than Luxembourg has been going, because holy moly, she has taken forever to get her certainty down, but it's at 17%. We're almost there. Now, Spider will probably put on these 2 pieces of clothing whenever he feels like it. That should raise his mood by quite a bit. And the digging is slow, but it is going, and that is the important part. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but we can't do that quest. I would have liked that samurai helmet, but a heat wave for that long would just full-blown kill us. I don't think there's any way around it. Like, I've been trying to convince myself that maybe we could do it. No. No, not with how we're set up here. If we were, like, for example, doing the Moyo run, I think we could do it quite easily. But here, I don't think so. By the way, you might have noticed this odd corpse right here. It's another one of the creep joiners. Unfortunately, this one was an animakin, but we said no and she immediately flew into a rage, so we just killed her. Let's see. Everything's going well. Kitteh is still kind of wandering around. I've actually opted not to recruit Kitteh just because snake people do have such an issue with being converted by any means, vanilla or not. So I think it's better just to ignore snake people. They kind of are what they are, and we'll accept them for that. Oh, really? Oh boy. All right. Luxembourg, you were supposed to pick up a weapon. Why did you not get your sword? Was it not made yet? Long. No, it was made. Okay, Luxembourg, go get your sword. Then, Natalie, I want you and your mechanoid to start getting into position, because they are probably going to start chanting here in a second. And we do not want that if we can avoid it. So a little underprepared, but we should be alright. Okay, as expected, they are doing their death chant. Actually... We've got some dudes walking by. I don't think it'll be quite enough, but... They keep that one busy, and then we come after the ones summoning, like, darkness. Okay, Natalie, I want you to start shooting at this one. Melee, keep doing what you're doing. Good lord! Destroyed his arm. Ouch. And then you got downed. Well. Yeah, that's gonna happen sometimes. Good stuff. Okay, Miss Mechanoid, if you could keep trying to take him out, and then if you could rescue Melee, I would be much obliged. Okay, that wasn't actually too bad, and then we'll have our Mechanoid take out the other cultist as well. Get him! Get him! Yeah! When's he dying? 2 hours? Good enough for me. And then what's going on with you two? Why are you two attacking each other? I guess they're having a social fight? Okay. Oh, I think I know what happened. I think the cultist did some kind of like mind control effect. Oh boy, I sure hope that's not a thing he can do. Now that I've said that out loud, good lord, are we lucky that that never happened in the Sally run, because Crimson and Melee would have absolutely slaughtered everybody. That also means that we have to look out for it this run too, though. Okay, well, good to know. When's this guy dying? 1 hour? Alright, you know what? Good enough. Back to work we go. Not reassuring. Now we need to know to be on the lookout for our own people when it's the cultists. Spectacle of bugs. Oh, those are rewards. He wants you to draw the bugs to be dealt with. For a persona core? Huh. Yeah, that does sound pretty good. That sounds pretty worth it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Shadow, you aren't going for the flyaway ending. The persona core isn't gonna do anything for you.
Do you see how much it's worth? It's worth money.
Alrighty, get ready for an infestation, because here it comes. Of course it's in our storage room. Where else could it possibly be if not our storage room? Alright, come on. Everyone get up. Let's get ourselves ready to go. Ideally quickly. Let's also make sure our animals are ready to go. Good stuff. We should be in there before they cause too much havoc. Okay. Yep. Here they come. Melee, where's your weapon? You dropped it when you got KO'd earlier, right? Melee? Quickly go get your mace. Okay, we're ready to go. Everyone's in position. All of our dryads are funneling in. Here they come. Melee, go for the big one. Luxembourg, go for the locust. Natalie, you shoot at the hive. And okay, we should be in business. Let's have our little mechanoid throw stuff at the egg. Even our Galmaker dryads are currently trying to pick a fight. Oh, you know what? Oh, forgot to toggle automatic rebuild. Well, that's alright. Okay. Well, there's our persona core, and did any of the bugs survive? This one did. It's hostile and will attack that tries to tame it. So, but it is theoretically possible to tame the bugs and stuff, right? Am I mistaken on that? I could have sworn it is theoretically possible to tame it. At least I think it is. Well, we'll hope for the best. We'll hope for the best. Either way, it's only a little baby one, so I'm not too terribly worried about it. Psychite addiction from Bowman. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is Bowman addicted to Psychite? Because currently, It won't... Oh, there we go. Mental state. Binging on Psychite. Wonderful. Hey! Alright. You know what? Melee, get back in there. Kill this bug. Whatever. I was gonna try and tame the bugs, but apparently they think they're better than us. So how would I go about taming bugs anyway? Because that actually seems really difficult to do. I'm sure there's some kind of way, but I don't know what it is. Well, either way, Bowman is now binging on Psychite, which, well, and addicted to Psychite, which means we're setting you to social drugs from this moment onwards. I did set her, right? Yes, okay. Not ideal, but oh well. So, I don't know why, but sometimes when we harvest this corn, it's automatically set to not allow. I don't know why that's happening. We don't have it. Yeah, we're allowed to cut, we're allowed to sow. Oh, you know what? Maybe because it's food that we're trying to use to tame things? That would make sense. That, you know, I think I just answered my own question, gotta be honest. Let's go ahead and replant these 2 trees over here. And then Willow, hard at work, is building none other than the ground penetrating scanner. Yippee! Now, it's not connected to any power, at least not at the moment, but we can solve that with a nice, easy double connection. See, look at that. And then I'm thinking what we could also do, and this probably wouldn't be too bad of a choice, is we could just build a little switch right there. Now we can actually turn them off if we don't need them. That's something I think I have severely underutilized, is power switches. It just saves time. Either way. We have both of our ground penetrating scanners ready to go. We're making the second advanced component that we need, so when that's made, we'll get the second one up. But ideally, we'll be able to find gold, uranium, steel would be nice, components would be nice, but steel and uranium, that's pretty much the big ones right now. Oh boy, here the Muffalos go again. They're all getting pregnant over and over and over again. And you were thinking it was a bad idea to sell some. Look at that. We've already made 3 more than what we sold. Oh boy. Man, Muffalos seriously go at it. It's kind of crazy. Now, I'm at an in-between point, right? A part of me knows that we need as much armor as physically possible. The other part of me knows that because we don't have too much production itself on steel, gold, plasteel, all that sort of stuff, at least not yet, we kinda are in a rough spot where I want to make us really good gear, but if we make too much good gear, for one, we'll go broke, but for 2, our wealth is gonna rise completely out of control. Now, we are kind of fixing that. The fact that most of us have Devil Strand clothing does very much help. You'd be crazy not to think that it isn't useful. But Devil Strand clothing with the plate armor, that right there is a lot of defense. Combine that with a helmet, it's decent. It's certainly no recon armor. It's certainly no samurai gear. But it is decent. So, the issue is, if we're gonna make a lot of armor and stuff, we need to do it fast. Like, once we get started, we pretty much need to go, 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 and not slow down until absolutely everybody is good to go. I can't believe that 2 generators and the geothermal generator have actually, like, completely hard carried us. Actually, that also allows us to do a 3rd steel high-tech research bench and not go into the negative. That is so freaking good. Wow. Also, Willow just made a masterwork end table. Yeah, alright. Why not? Sure, let's do that. This will be Bowman's bed. And then we will move around our beds as needed. Melee, yeah. Because we can fit more rooms in here too. I'm kind of just trying to get us a few rooms up and going. Because the quicker we have rooms up and going, the quicker that some people are going to be less unhappy. Because apparently they can't photosynthesize, whatever that means. Oh, we got another wild perpin named Schnaz. Oh, an imp. So, I might have said this earlier. I'm going to say it again, though, because I can't remember. Because just in case you guys don't know, I do record this over the span of multiple days. So, this episode is going to be a little bit extra long. Reason being, I'm just really enjoying RimWorld, and I kind of don't want to stop playing, and I feel like we can get a lot more progress in this episode. So, this is going to be a little bit of an extra long episode. Toxin filtration. Basic mech tech. We're not going to go past Neolithic mechs. That is not happening. We could do orbital tech. I'm not really going to do stuff with that, though. Neural supercharger literally doesn't do anything. Growth vats we're not allowed to use, so meh. Honestly, we might have to use growth vats. We'll see. Although we're getting so many wild people that maybe it just doesn't matter. I do want to clean up this area, though, so we'll have Apple do that in just a moment. But yeah, I think we're making so much progress in this episode. Plus, I'm just really enjoying playing, so I'm kind of down to just keep going for a bit longer. Also, the fact that both Spider and Bowman are now growing, ideally, we're going to be able to get both of them somewhat well built. Since Bowman is apparently going to be a talker, and ideally Spider is going to be a fighter. It's kind of funny how that name worked out. It should just be really good additions to the colony. So if we can just get to that point, then we should be good to go. And if we get Snaz, I think that'll be the last person that we actually need for this colony. It should be enough to carry us all the way until we're ready to go to the next one. Natalie and the Barkskin Dryad have formed a bond. Natalie has named him Cruncher. Which one? Which one is that? Which one is Cruncher? There's Cruncher. Here's something I've noticed. If you just keep spamming the animatree on the same person, i.e. Apple, that's just a ridiculously easy way to level up your Psycast to near max. Equally, I kind of feel like I know who we're gonna take to the next colony. I haven't fully decided, but I also think that the option is pretty obvious. I'm thinking of taking Apple, Melee, Natalie, and then I haven't decided for the fourth one. We'll see. Maybe Persimmon. I don't know. So, if they're the people that we decide to take, we need to outfit them with as much bionic/archotech stuff as physically possible. Because I want them OP. A mad accountant. Oh, a toxic city. Wow. Impids. Oh. Okay, so they are gonna prepare for a little bit, and then they'll go do their thing. Luxembourg is running down Das Novo. You know what? Let's have you two move about right here, and then Melee, you move up. Now this fight should be extremely one-sided. Not only do we have a shield belt, we actually have somewhat decent armor and a plasteel sword. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely destroyed. Luxembourg is taking no prisoners. Oh, that hat looks so silly. Alright. Melee, do what you do best. Start running it down, get their attention, then we're gonna turn around. Here we go. Okay, we got their attention. Good, good, good. Now we're gonna dive under here. Okay, actually they're going for a Dryad. So you know what? Melee, go for Sauce. Then, Natalie, you're gonna move up here, get an angle, and then we're gonna have Vier come over here. Yeah, we should be alright, especially with our shield belt. So Melee goes for the one in the back, Natalie goes for the ones in the front. Vier is also trying her darndest. Ah, there's fire! Ah, we're on fire! It's alright, everything is okay. Everything is alright. Other than the fact that Melee is panicking at Mach speeds. Yeah! See, that wasn't bad at all. We handled that absolutely no problem whatsoever. Now, I'm going to take all the loot that you so graciously bestowed to me. Mysterious cargo. This is absolutely gonna be the golden cube. This is gonna be the golden cube. This one for certain is gonna be the golden cube. And then I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make a really, really light containment zone. Let me see. Let's do... They're under anomaly. Oh man, we barely have anything to hold an anomaly. If it's the cube, we'll just stick it in this room and try and deal with it as we go. I mean, 2,000 silver is a big deal, but if it's the cube, we're in a world of hurt. Do I just ignore it? That's always an option. 2,000 silver is a really, really big deal, but if it's the golden cube, which I suspect it will be. Let me think. What other events are there? There's the body. And then I think that's it, right? It's either the golden cube or the body, because we've already gotten the spine. Maybe we shouldn't tempt it twice. You guys are really, really not gonna like what I'm about to do. However, there is a tech print for sale for specialized limbs. We don't have any money. And I'm currently not willing to tempt the golden cube rolling into town. So because we're not gonna go for a very specific ending, which requires the Persona Core, I'm gonna sell the Persona Core, but in exchange, we get the tech print for specialized limbs. We get 8 components. And we get just over 1,000 silver. I know this doesn't look great, but I really think that that's the play. Plus, we get an extra 3 rep with the Spacer's Nexus, which is always welcome. I know how much that hurts to see, but trust me, that's definitely the play. Like, it looks dumb, but this is going to help us out so much later that doing it now just puts us really, really far ahead. Provided we survive that long, which I'm sure we will. It'll be fine. What is with this corn? Why does this one piece of corn just never want to be collected? I don't understand. So, one of our buddies had one of those frantic messages where they're like, oh my god, we need help with it. So I'm gonna go help them. I know that's risky, and we're not going to leave ourselves completely out in the open, because we're gonna leave Natalie. Maple can attack, and of course we have our mechanoid and animals. As far as travel supplies, we brought some hay for our dryads, because they're going to make our route time a lot quicker. We brought all of our pemmican's, and we're also bringing some simple meals, which It's telling me that we have 0 days of food. Which I, frankly, don't believe. So we're gonna bring 7 simple meals. And just hope that that's enough. If it's not, this is gonna be one of the times that I consider it a bug. Because we have a lot of food. A lot of food. Plus, it's not that far of an adventure. And they'll be able to forage as they go. So if they starve to death, frankly, I'm gonna restart. You know, just to be honest, if they die from no food, I'm gonna restart, because that's complete baloney, since, yes, they do. Now, as far as the base goes, honestly, we're looking good. Not only do we have a ton of storage for basically anything that we could need, we also have a ton of backup clothing. Bowman wants to throw a party. Okay. It's an open fiesta, which I'm not super into. Can we... Nah, you know what? But I do want to let you. However, I don't trust it. Okay, so they're going off. And Master Melee and Luxembourg also have sleeping rolls. Or sleeping bags, rather. So that should be pretty good. Hopefully nothing goes wrong with that. And then as soon as Pharrell is able to use Convert, we are going to do the conversion Ascension project thingy, because that has a much better result chance. We're also still producing a ton of wood, and while I haven't tested it out yet, we do have the Galbrick Maker Dryads. I'm hoping that their stuff is good, however, there is kind of a part of me that thinks it just won't be as good as what the Muffalos are able to dish out, but we'll see. I am also debating butchering some of the Muffalos here in a minute, because once again, we have far, far too many. 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 9 Muffalos. That is just... That's way too much. That is way, 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 way too much. Also, we need to set this to one of the Muffalos who does not have a bed. There we go. I don't know why the squirrel is hanging out in there anyway. Okay, let's do a conversion ritual on Spider. And ideally, it should work pretty well. Alright, Spider, we're gonna teach you the do's and don'ts of how to treat nature properly. Step 1, don't light a fire. Step 2, only harvest trees if you absolutely have to. That's the end. 40%! Goodness! And everyone got +3 mood. Whew! Hey, that's pretty good results. And we are about halfway there. Everyone's resting at the moment. They're not running out of food. At least not yet. So, if it keeps... what do they want? They want Melee's uranium mace? Absolutely not. Are you out of your mind? And there's one whole dude. Oh, you're so dead. By the way, this would be such a... Imagine if we could stick around here. This would actually be such a good base position. If your people don't mind living underground. Yeah. Rip this fool apart. Disgusting. You know what? Take his stuff. He didn't have anything good anyway. Alright. Let's reform. And we are going to this one. Okay. Yep. Take everything. And... oh, and you even got some salmon on the way. Cool. Oh my... how many birds is that? 11 bluebirds have decided that violence is the way to go. Okie dokie. Well... let's hope our animals are enough. Vier? Natalie? Get yourselves ready, because here they come. Okay, that's not all of them. Where the... Oh, no, they're attacking Snaz! You know what? Hang on. Let's do that, and then Natalie, you start coming up here immediately. Snaz! Ugh. Persimmon, you're not much of a fighter. She's currently trying to tame Snaz, as Snaz is just being killed. You know what? That's the... Adversity is the best way to get to Snaz's heart. Speaking of, Natalie, if you could pretty please take out these birds. Snaz joined us. Okay, I guess adversity really is the way to go. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. That certainly works for me. Also, what are you a part of? The Chelsea Collective. You're a Gestalt. Oh. Huh. Oh, alright, we're here. Oh, boy. Well, everyone's dead. Also, that's scary. Where are we at? Is there anyone even alive here? I am a little doubtful of our chances. Okay, everybody draft up. Okay, animals first. Let's have you guys form a defensive line. And then Luxembourg, melee, I want you both to come over here. I'm not so sure that anyone is still alive here. They all seem pretty dead to me. Apparently they're all Moyos, too. Well, we can do a little bit of investigating and then we'll be out of here. Okay, we got some fleshy boys coming up. Okay, Sizz, you're the most armored. Go after this one. Melee, let's help out. Okay, good stuff. Alright, let's keep pushing forward. Just form a defensive line, and then both of you, let's go. Okay, there's not too many. We might be able to deal with this. Melee, get this one before it hits anything. Good stuff. Flesh Beast, ambush. They're emerging from a burrow. Okay. It's a couple. It's not enough for me to be super worried, but it is a lot. So let's start getting into somewhat defended positions. Okay. Everyone just go where you're gonna go. We should be okay. We have a new research available, probably because... Oh, yeah, summon flesh beasts. Okay, you go for this one, you go for this one. Melee, you go for this one. Okay, our dryads are being a little bit beaten up, so we're probably going to have them sit a few fights out. Okay, finish this one off. Luxembourg, let's have you come inside. A love enhancer? Oh boy, what were you guys doing in here? Okay. So our dryads should be okay. Let's have these two go sit out. And then let's have both of you kind of come camp over here. Is this working? I think attacking it is not going the way that I want it to. Yeah, let's fill it up. Apparently we could sleep in here too. That's nice. Okay, both dryads come for this guy. Okay, now keep double teaming. Okay, this one. Meow. ma'am. The Dryad's noises are so cute, dude. They were made to be friends. They're not made to fight. What? Okay, let's see. There is this burrow. You know what? Let's have both of them just kind of stand guard for the moment. Okay, Melee, I know you're tired, but let's have you come check out this one just in case there's another burrow. Oh. Detoxifier kidney. Whoa. What a find. Also, flesh sac contains unknown. Juggernaut serum. Whoa. Okay, let's have you come in here. Nothing. There is still a flesh beast over here, so let's go get it. Think. Area is now safe. You can now reform. Sounds good to me. We didn't really save anybody, though. Would we call this a success? I kinda don't think so. Well, we do get a lot of stuff out of it, though. Moyotech is very, it's worth a lot. Okay, well, let's reform Caravan and start coming back home. As for what we'll take, I think I will take everything. Except for the mechanoid and the bodies. But we'll take the love enhancer, detox kidney. We'll take the beer. And we'll take the weapons, the pila. Their stuff isn't worth a whole lot, unfortunately for us. We'll take a fire foam popper. And then we will take their beds. Oh, that slows us down by a lot, though. Okay, good enough. You know what? Love enhancer, detox kidney, and then a bunch of, like, droogs and stuff. Good enough. They have been marked. And soon they will become a new source of food. So by the way, Snaz! Snaz was a really, really good base fighter, so Snaz is now a slasher dryad. Funnily enough, boy, that's a hard word. Because Snaz is a nudist like Melee, they're gonna have extraordinarily similar builds. But that also means that we know how to make it work. Now, as far as scheduling goes, Snaz cannot do a handful of things, so we have sort of tried to make that work as much as possible. This is our current schedule for absolutely everybody. Take a little looky. 3, 2, 1. Overall, I don't think it's that bad. Could it be a little bit more, you know, efficient? Yeah, as usual, of course. But it's not that bad. I am also putting some brown dirt-like carpet in all of our rooms, since I figure we all like nature. May as well be as close to it as possible, even while we're in a room sleeping. I'm still not putting persimmon, apple, maple indoors, since they do have that passive where they want to be outside. But what I also did is, because we just have so many berries, and with our corn, we're pretty good on food, I decided to start making some heal root, just so we can start stockpiling it up a little bit, because we are running a little bit low on the old healing items, so it should be fine. We have so much corn, pemmicans, the berries, like any fish that we fish up. We have milk from the cows and stuff. Like, we're pretty good to go. We are really, really good to go. Now, the only thing we need to do is butcher these buffaloes, and we'll have even more meat to be used, which Natalie seems to be doing right now. So let's see. We get blue fur and a crap ton of muffalo meat. Okay, so muffaloes are actually... the fact that they breed as crazy as they do actually benefits us quite a bit. That is... God dang, that's so much food. We also do get a handful of fur as well, which, considering they just kind of generate that as we go. That's pretty good. Now, I do want to clean up all this blood. Keeping up on the cleaning is actually kind of brutal with this, because we have to manually do every single square. So, unfortunately, the animal filth is kind of out of hand at the moment, but that's fine. We should be able to clean it up, at least somewhat. Natalie tried to convert Snaz. Oh, right, yeah, Snaz is a hive mind. Although, already at 75%, down to 69%. That's gonna be a lot easier than Spider, oddly enough. So, because of all of our research, combined with the very perhaps iffy specialized limbs, we technically could get started on all of it somewhat soon. We're not able to advance to Spacer, at least not yet. So we do still have one more buff incoming, but we need to do a bit more research before we get there. So once we finish all of our research, we'll basically be doing scans non-stop. We don't have a deep drill, which is problematic, so we need to make a deep drill, and then we need to make some kind of network of piping to where it's actually able to be hooked up. Oh, so close! And as far as actual power goes, we have a grid excess of 220 at the moment. So, again, with only 2 chem fuel generators and the geothermal generator, we have been powering this entire colony almost non-stop. This is like, I don't want to call it optimized, because I think it's far from that. But it is a really, really efficient layout that we have. And then because of all these switches, whatever we don't need, we can always just toggle off. If we're ever in an emergency, that's what this wood-fired generator is for. And, you know what? We could... I think that's what I'm gonna do. Now, remember, we cannot bust into this wall, because this is an ancient complex or whatever, because we got a bad feeling about it. So, do not break down that wall. But I think we can afford to have a 3rd chem fuel generator, and that should be relatively fine. I'm gonna make a uranium slug turret, not that we can actually make it yet, but still. Okay, then let's build a copy. That'll all link up. I don't think there's really a reason to have a switch in this room. I think that's kind of not necessary. Let's see. And then Natalie, I want you to come make a second mechanoid. Okay, and then this one's good to go. That one's good to go. Good stuff. That's going to be a little bit more power. Now, what do we need to make a deep drill? We need... basically nothing. Actually, that is extremely cheap. Okay, well, in that case, let's get ourselves a little bit of a system going. That way we can do what we need to do. So I think we'll have a pipe just coming through our prison area. Yeah, you know what? I think that's for the best. Then we can also put a switch right here. That way, we can turn off this cooler, this light, and any deep drills that are plugged in over this way. I think that's actually a really, really good plan. Jeez, so much muffalo. Goodness, man, I didn't know that muffalos were worth just so much potential food. Like, yeah, they do have a really high upkeep of hay grass, but we're keeping up on it. We have so many 100% fertility land that we're actually, like, just doing really good. Dude, this area that we landed on, had I known that it was gonna be this perfect, I would have freaking... I think I would have optimized even more, but I did not know that this land was gonna be as good as it's been. It has just been, quite literally, the land that keeps on giving. Now, I do think I want to expand our Devil Strand just a little bit. Yeah. I want just a little bit more Devil Strand production because I think we're going to be really making a lot of clothing here soon. So the more we have of it in storage, the better, especially since it takes so long to grow. The more we're growing, the better. And then as far as wood goes, we're totally fine. We have 4 dryads pumping out 32 every single time that they're ready to go. Now, I don't think we should harvest any of the bison just yet. But debatably, something that could be a really good play is just to kill off our bison and just let more muffalo grow. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, it's finally time! Bowman has become an adult. An adult, aka 13, I guess. Okay. It's close enough. Now, what do we give Bowman? We can increase intellectual, you know what? Increase medical. Increase mining. Increase intellect and crafting. Yeah. Then, tortured artist seems awful. Greedy could suck. Delicate wouldn't be too bad. Tough would actually be really good. So be it. Bowman, take a bite of this apple now, would you? There she is. Our little girl is all grown up. Ooh, they grow up so fast. Now go put some clothes on. Bowman is now one of us. And I did also keep all of her traits, including the psychite addiction, because obviously that's a part of her, and I'm not gonna get rid of it. That would be cheating. Oh no! Are you serious? Really? Bro. Okay. Oh man. This actually sucks so bad. Well, we don't have much other choice. We also need some inside our rooms. Okay, for this extremely specific scenario, let's start building some lights inside. That way we have them going. Oh, this sucks so bad. Alright. Let's start building ASAP. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. You know what? Hang on. This is gonna look really janky. But if we do this, and then we put a switch, because I only really need lights inside here for this extremely niche scenario. And if you don't know what's going on, don't worry. It's about to become clear. All you need to know is we need to build lights, and fast. Luckily, I did plan ahead, and we do have a couple lights, so it's not like we're completely doomed, so to speak, but it isn't good. Okay, and let's build another lamp. Right here just has to be good enough, and then right here is good enough. Okay. So let's do that, and then we need 2 more. So if we do one right here, that's good enough, and then one right here, and then we can build. Okay. And that should be good. Alright, good enough. Let's just hope everything gets built in time, because we are about to experience something very not fun. I didn't even think that we could experience this right now, because we barely encounter anything anomaly related, so that's just wonderful. Either way, if we can get everything built here and now before it gets going, we will be A-okay. But if we don't, we're gonna be in trouble. Bowman, good thing you just grew up, because you might be helping here in a minute. Now it is bedtime, so everyone is wanting to go to bed. I don't know if we have time for that, though. You know what? Willow, I know that you are tired. Yeah, you know what? I just need you to build these as quickly as possible. Absolutely all of these. Build them quickly. Melee, I know you're tired, but if you could finish these right away, that would be perfect. As well as this light. Quicker we can get this all built, the better. Darkness is coming soon. Okie dokie. We're not gonna build everything in time because we barely had any prep time. Luxembourg, you build this, then build this, then build this. Melee, build this, build that, build this, build that, and then Willow is currently working on these. Good stuff. Shame that all of our steel is so far away because we're having to run across the galaxy just to get everything going right now. We're not even gonna get it going yet. Oh, boy. Not good. Not good. We don't have any of our lights built. Not good. Really, really, really not good. There's only 2. Unless there's another one. No, there is 3. Dang it. I'm trying to think of what to do. This is not good at all. Okay. Willow, I need you to finish these, like, right away. Then we need to build this floodlight. Bowman, you're okay at building. Let's get you working on these 2 floodlights. That way they're ready to go. Then we get Man to build all of these power conduits as quickly as possible. We need to just completely split our forces here because, yeah, we're all taking damage. Oh, man, that's so much damage we're taking. Oh, this is actually about to be a colony wipe. I didn't even know we could encounter this early. I didn't even think to prepare ahead for this, because why would I? We don't have flares, because we can't make them at all. The Noctiliths are so far away that that's kind of tricky, too. Oh, man. We're gonna lose you. You're just literally gonna die. Okay. Everyone inside. Then, let's get our dryads, and let's have them start beating on this. Any other animals that we can just send out to do our bidding? Not really. Yeah, let's just, everyone try and get inside as quickly as possible. Okay. Everyone, just start tending to everyone possible. Just try and stop all bleeding as much as physically possible. Maybe our dryads can handle this? It's only one. Man is in the middle of dead man's land right now. Okay. Let's build 2 sleeping spots just so we have them. Melee, I want you to try and rescue. Just as quick as you can. You're one of our fastest. Nope, 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 nope. Come on. This one, this one, this one. Come on. In you go. In you go. Okay. Dryads, start attacking the Noctool. Get it out of the way. See, everyone is trying to tend to each other as much as possible. Melee did take a hit. That's alright. Okay. Luxembourg. Who has medicine? Who has medicine on them? Pharrell does. Oh, but you don't have any. Oh, you do have. You do have some. Good. Okay, Bowman. Tend to Natalie. Luxembourg. Tend to Maple. Okay, now Melee. You know what? Tend to Willow. Yeah, because Willow is not doing good. How are our Dryads doing? Are they winning this fight? I mean, so far, they're doing pretty good. Okay, we gotta keep an eye on everyone. We cannot let this get out of control. Okay. Willow's on the ground. She's unconscious. That's okay. Natalie, tend to Bowman. Spider, tend to Persimmon. I know you're not good at it, but whatever. Just tend to whoever we can tend to. Apple is not in... Apple can't walk, so we need someone to go rescue Apple, and ideally somewhat quickly. Okay, darkness is wavering. Oh, Snaz, I didn't even notice that you were outside, too. Okay, Luxembourg, go get Apple. Yeah, go get Apple. Melee, go get Snaz. And then let's see how our Dryads are doing. They're doing pretty okay so far. We've got 2 more to go. Our Badger that apparently we own is in pain. There's a Noctool coming, but he's coming for us, which means our Dryads are going to be completely unaffected. Okay. You know what? For the moment, let's deconstruct that. Let's... Oh, you know what? You're up and walking. Let's get you into here. Let's get you in here as quickly as possible. Melee, I want you coming as well. And Luxembourg, I want you to bring Apple into here. Snaz is down again, so Melee, I need you to rescue. Okay. In you go. Everyone, back to the light. Back to the light. If we can all get together, we can make it through this. Willow... You can't tend. Natalie, start tending to Willow. Bowman, start tending to Maple. Spider is doing okay. And Pharrell is doing some doctor work up at the top. Okay. Just a bit more to go. Also, we have that Noctool on the way. We can't forget that. man. You get directly back inside. And Luxembourg is on the way. We're just being a little slowed. Okay, this Noctool is also currently fighting our Dryads. That is a-okay with me. Fight the Dryads, don't fight us. Who's in a whole lot of pain? Place Snaz here. Okay, Pharrell is bleeding a little bit. The fact that we all have sap blood is probably hard carrying us right now, by the way. If it wasn't for sap blood, I think we would all be in such a terrible spot. Okay, all our Dryads are fighting this Noctool, so that's fine. Luxembourg, because of the armor, is also doing quite okay. Okay, Dryads, let's have you all come up towards this final pillar as quickly as possible. I know you guys are in pain, but honestly, you're the only ones who are able to do this right now. I can't believe that the Dryads are the ones coming in clutch right now, but boy, are they. Okay, I'm watching the top to make sure that nobody is dying. Okay, there's a Noctool coming, whatever. Okay, now we have to attack it. Attack it before it downs us. Because if we get downed, that's pretty much GG. Okay, who's in pain? We're all doing okay for the moment. Someone is all tending to someone. Bowman, come tend to Luxembourg. Willow. Oh man, Willow's not doing good. Okay, Natalie. Keep tending to Willow. Just try and keep her alive as much as possible. I don't know if we can, but just keep trying. 0 quality. Dang. Dang. Well, Willow's an unfortunate casualty. She was so close, too. Well, we mostly survived. Dang. All things considered, that could have went so much worse. That could have went so much worse, because that is actually, I think, effectively worst case scenario. It came out of literally nowhere. We didn't have any time to get our lights going. We didn't have time to really get out of the darkness in a fair time. Yeah. Dang. I think that's as good as that was ever gonna go. We're also gonna have some mental breaks here in a second, but unfortunately there's just not a lot to do about it. Dang. Well, we certainly tried. It could have gone a lot worse. It really could have gone a lot worse. Only losing one person despite all that, I actually think is one of the best case scenarios. And we now have everything ready to go just in case it happens again. Okay, Persimmon has gone berserk. And Pharrell has gone wild. Meaning we have to now tame Pharrell. Okay. I don't know if this will work. Okay, Word of Animals will not work. Alright, well, you know what? It was worth a shot. Maple, do not shoot at Persimmon if you can help it. I don't really want to knock her out, but I think we kind of have no choice. Melee, give Persimmon a whack. No, Natalie, whoa. Okay, Spider, get out of there. One whack. Okay, that should be enough. It is. Okay, good. So now rescue Persimmon. Okay, Spider is in a little bit of pain, but we're alright. Now, across the entire map, let's have everyone not be a problem. Snaz, if you can come make sure that this Noctool is dead before he causes any more problems, that'd be great. Ugh. And then we need someone to tame Pharrell before it's too late, too. Oh my goodness! Well, that's certainly a way to spice everything up, huh? Also, never hit you. Interesting. We could just power this off if need be. Oh, man. Absolutely brutal turn of events. That is, like, legit one of the worst possible things that I think could have happened to us. And we lost Willow. There is a chance that we've lost Pharrell. But nobody else died. So all things considered, I'm still gonna count that as a victory. We're also... Spider has an infection. So that's great. Nobody's bleeding out, right? Nobody's dying. Okay, no one is dying. So this is recoverable. This is, in fact, recoverable. Once Persimmon is up, we can try and tame Pharrell again, just to get you back. Ideally, it works out. If it doesn't, hey, Pharrell just returned to the wild. It is what it is. At least, you're not dead. I can't believe that's even a thing that can happen. They can just go wild and you have to retame them? I don't think I've ever seen that as a negative effect. That is like, that's a brutal negative effect. Okay, Melee, if you could go bury Willow, that would be great. One of our founding members lost because of eternal darkness. No doubt this is the fault of humans meddling in things that they do not understand. More reason that we must find the Archonexus. Disgusting humans. Okay, we got Pharrell back. Persimmon slapped Pharrell in a show of dominance. What? Okay. I mean, if it works, get a hold of yourself. Oh boy. Oh boy, really? Right now? Melee, Luxembourg, and Natalie. Let's go deal with them quickly, shall we? Because we're in a whole world of trouble. Also, please go rescue Spider before anything else happens. We've lost enough people today, being one. We don't need to lose another one. Okay. Let's do this. Make a move! Shields, OP, OP, OP. Natalie getting into position, shooting at one of the Moyos. Melee just absolutely annihilating one of the Moyos. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We are very, very strong. Dude, the uranium mace. I'm glad we had enough uranium to make another mace out of it because holy, it was good in the previous run and it is just as good now. Now, can we have a moment to actually breathe? That'd be nice. Can we have one of those? No! To an infection. Oh, they didn't get to him in time. And that's death number 3. Oh. I guess we didn't get out of scot-free as I thought we did. Dang it, man. Ugh. That sucks. Part of that is because Persimmon was beating up on him so much. Dang, bro. Oh. Oh, what a huge loss. Oh, there it is. The Archonexus. The pack of is looking to expand. If you have enough money and you have an alliance, they will give you a part of the map. They'll bring 5 of your people and 5 of your animals. I thought it was only 4. That opens up a lot more options. By the way, no, I did not forget about our revival serum. I did not forget that we have the potential to just revive Willow. Here's the thing, and this sucks to say. I think we should save the revival serum for people who have a lot more overall better stuff. For example, if Pharrell, Luxembourg, even Bowman, if they died, I think they would be the first on the list to get the revival serum. Reason being, Pharrell, good at talking, good at research, very important. Luxembourg, good at research, good at fighting, very important. Bowman, amazing at talking, and has enough passion in everything else that it should be fine. Unfortunately, Willow was good at building and good with plants. The part with the building sucks. The plants part, all of us are good with plants. So, unfortunately, yeah, I think poor Willow just isn't quite high enough on the list to get the revival serum, which I don't like saying, but, you know, kinda, it's the truth. Ooh, bulk goods trader, is it? Well then, how about we give them a little call? Ideally, we can give them a lot of good things. Kinda thinking of selling some muffalo, gonna be honest, since we learned earlier that we can't butcher them, at least not effectively. So, first of all, actually, you know what? What do they have? Do they have anything of note to us? Tube televisions. Yeah, why not? We'll grab that. Oh, they have a lot of steel, too. How much steel do we have? Not enough. Well, I mean, let's just say I wanted to grab all of their steel, right? In exchange for all of our corn, because, hey, why not? We could sell the bison. I don't know how good bison are late game, but honestly, muffalo feel like they're way better. You know what? We're gonna go all in with the muffalo. We're gonna go all in muffalo. That's what we're gonna do. That's how we're gonna do this, boys. I don't know if that's the right play, but we're gonna do it and hope for the best. I was gonna give them LTEX and then remembered, oh, right, that's a terrible idea because we'll regret it for the rest of our very short lives. Okay, all the steel. So if we only took the steel, we're still making 1,000 silver. I'm gonna take all the plasteel, which is a little on the pricey side. What else can we give them? We could give them this leather. You know what? I'm gonna do that. You can have all this leather. You can have all the bison fur, too. 1,200 silver. Anything else of note? Do we need roosters and hens? Maybe? But I'm going to opt not to take them, at least for now. We're taking the blueprint. You know what? I think we're just gonna leave it with this. Actually, you know what? I will give you the wake up. And I will give you this ambrosia we randomly have. And then I'll give you this alpaca wool that we're never going to use. Anything else? Anything else at all? No. Yes. No. Okay. Good enough for me. Basically, 1,400 silver, a blueprint, steel, and plasteel. What a deal. You know what? There is one more thing I want to get. Bowman, call them back. I want their components. God dang, 800. It's a little bit on the pricier side. Is there? I mean, the muffalo meat. If we gave them all our muffalo meat, we would get 270 bucks. So effectively 1,000 silver, because we're spending 800. Yeah, okay. Deal. That's the art of the trade right there. Now, we're going to set this pen to allow... Let's see. Muff. And also, just in case we get it... What is the unicorn thing called? I can't remember what it's called. Whatever, when I remember, I'll make it that too. Alright, well, we have significantly more room for our muffalo to grow. Melee tried to convert snaz. Actually, you know what? Pharrell, convert snaz. We should be doing pretty well right about now. We have a ton of silver, decent amount of plasteel. We're getting even... steel, sorry, not silver. Although we do have a lot of silver as well. So we have a lot of silver, a lot of steel, bit of plasteel. All things considered, we're actually looking really, really juicy. And we're getting a bunch more steel as we go. So that actually puts us in quite the good spot. Once we're able to go up to Spacer, I think I'm gonna pause the amount of research that we're doing. And instead, I'm going to have everybody focus on scanning, because I want to dig up some steel, plasteel, whatever we can find. I want to dig it up, because we're getting to the point in the game where, honestly, I really want some end game materials. That way we can make some, like, if we could get some recon armor, that would be fantastic. If we could start making artificial limbs, that would also be fantastic. Especially since we already have the Archonexus quest ready to go. The sooner we can be fully equipped for it, the sooner we get to go to stage 2. Which, while I know that it will also be a bit harder, maybe it won't be, you know? Maybe it'll be really easy compared to this run. I'd say the worst part is, wherever we go next, I don't think we're going to be blessed with permanent summer, because, man, permanent summer has been such a boon for us. Like, it, by far, if I could have asked for anything, permanent summer wouldn't have been on my list, but little would I know, it would have been the absolute best thing for us. So, with that being said, I think we've progressed enough for me to say thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And in the next one, we are finally gonna get as equipped as physically possible. We did have a few deaths in this episode, but we also made so many strides moving forward that I think, despite everything, it's actually better. We made more progress than we lost, which, hey, that's how it goes. We do still have our revival serum, just in case. So it could be worse. It could be worse. But, either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. What the heck is a muscle parrot? Oh my god.